Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. Greatly appreciated if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be talking about a Rolex Oyster Perpetual 31. Again, 31mm with a bright blue dial, as they call it, entirely stainless steel in its construction, high polished bezel, domed bezel with oyster bracelet, reference number 277200. I'll be going over the case, the bezel, dial, crown functions, as well as the movement and the bracelet. I'll be giving you my thoughts on these throughout the video. Alright, so starting off with the case, we have a rather diminutive, but still quite powerful in its presence, the 31mm Rolex Oyster Perpetual 31, as indicated in its name, from finger to thumb. That's the 2 to 8 o'clock position or the 10 to 4 position. Same distance, same size, 31mm. You have the monoblock middle case with the screw down case back and the Rolex winding crown to ensure water resistance down to 100 meters or 330 feet. You have a nice high polished finish along the sides of these of this case, as well as a satin brush finishing along the fronts of these lugs, as you can see, matching that of the oyster bracelet. On the front of the case, you have a smooth domed bezel, again also in stainless steel, their version of oyster steel, meaning that it is a specific compound of steel that maintains a very high polish finish while also maintaining its superior strength. On the very front, a sapphire crystal, nice and flat, with a glare-proof treatment as well as scratch resistance so that you can read the dial nice and easily regardless of circumstance. You also have this bright blue dial at the very center, and I wouldn't really call this a bright blue dial because you do get the full range of values from the deepest blues all the way to the lightest blues. So it's the full spectrum of this blue, this very specific hue that I very much like. I'm glad that they kept it in the Oyster Perpetual because it's gone from many other 2021 offerings, at least as of the making of this video. And keeping it within this dial on the Oyster Perpetual line at least does make this quite special. Now in the 31mm version, we only have singular index markers for all of the hours except the 12, which is obviously taken by the Rolex Crown 18 karat white gold, as you can see. And also you have the added benefit of having the chroma-light application on the luminescence on those applied index hour markers. All right, so if I turn out the lights, you can see that it glows very brightly, very easy to read in any lighting situation. All right. And with the lights back on, you can also see the chaptering at the very edge of the dial for the minutes and seconds so that when you set the time, you can do so quite easily. And speaking of which, we can actually look at the crown functions now. Works as you would expect. Simply unwind the crown to the first position. This allows you to wind the watch. So if you're at a full and complete stop, you can just wind this about 15 to 20 times to get to the full power reserve. Nice and easy. You can pull it out to the only other position, and it actually stops at seconds hand, giving you that hacking function, so you can set the minute hand precisely based on the position of that seconds hand, wait for the atomic clock to match up, then press the crown back in, screw it tightly back against the case to ensure that superior water resistance. Alright, so what makes all of this work inside is the 2232 made in-house by Rolex. You can't see through the case back, but you do have that added benefit of protection for the movement through the back. Again, the 2232 made in-house by Rolex. It has the precision of plus or minus 2 seconds per day time differential after casing, giving it that superlative chronometer official certification. You have the center hour, minute, and seconds hands. Again, center mounted with the stop seconds for precise time setting, which I had just demonstrated. The oscillator on the inside has a Soloxy hairspring in silicon with high performance Paraflex shock absorbers. So what that means is that actually the movement maintains its anti-magnetic properties so well, actually better than that of the larger Datejusts and even Submariners, so that because the silicon is completely magnet proof, it's completely resistant to magnetism. So when this watch gets close to any sort of electromagnetic fields, close to any sort of electric currents, or even just plain magnets, it'll be keeping track of time just fine. No need to worry about the timekeeping. And the Paraflex shock absorbers means you can take a few bumps here and there and it won't affect the timekeeping either. On the inside, again, you can't see it, but it does have a bidirectional self-winding perpetual rotor, which allows you to then basically wind the watch manually with the crown, and simply wearing it on your wrist will allow your natural wrist movements to wind the watch automatically, giving it approximately up to a 55-hour power reserve. A little bit over a day and a half, day and a quarter, thereabouts. So basically you can set this down on a Friday evening, pick it back up on a Monday morning. You may need to wind the watch, or you can just simply pick it back up on a leisurely Sunday afternoon and you'll be keeping track of time just fine. No need to wind the watch then. All right, now taking a look at the bracelet, a nice framing here. We have a fully brushed oyster bracelet here. 3-piece links, flat 3-piece links, all with the satin brush finishing, high polish along the sides there. All right, and there's a gentle taper down to the Oyster folding clasp. Now this one only found on the Oyster Perpetual. You have the Rolex logo stamped into the clasp there. All right, you can lift up the top to open it up. You see the Rolex stamped logo, the full logo as well on the inside. And also the added benefit of the folding clasp is that you do have the Easy Link 5mm extension. So this basically gives you another half link of Oyster bracelet. So if you have this size to your wrist perfectly, and you happen to walk outside during a fire season in California or the west coast of America, as typically happens during the summers these days, it gets kind of hot. So if your wrist happens to swell, you can just simply reach underneath here, pull it straight out from the clasp, and there you go. You have another half link of an Oyster bracelet, which allows you to continue wearing the watch. So you don't need to take it off and just hold it in your hands. And when you no longer need it, you can just simply fold it back in on itself, like so, press it back in, and it snaps in nice and easy. While we're here, I can also try it on and give you my thoughts as to how it wears on the wrist. Now keep in mind, my wrist is 7 inches in circumference. So with full links, it's a little bit bigger than my wrist, which is fine. I'll be wearing this a little bit higher than I typically would. And certainly it is, again, a bit diminutive, a bit small. I do get plenty of framing from both sides, the 12 and 6 o'clock sides. I do get lots of bracelet. Not that that's a bad thing. It's a very good sense of framing, maybe a little too much framing for this bright blue dial, as you can see. Very easy to read. The darkness of the dial contrasts very nicely with the luminescent portions of the index markers. And also, looking down the wrist here, we have a very nice flush feel with that monoblock middle case hugging the wrist very nicely. No need to vent because there's plenty of space among these Oyster links. Keeps it sporty, but also nice and breathable. You won't get any pinching of skin or hairs from this at all. And with this 31mm construction, incredibly light, slides underneath any suit cuff. It's incredibly light, small, very good form factor, and you know, it's just a very good overall accessory if you'd like to add to your dress or suit or whatever you happen to be wearing. And it also has that Rolex signature look on it, so you know that when you place this on your wrist, you are dealing with something extraordinarily special. All right, so you can see it on our website at jazztime.com. Be sure to like and subscribe to this video and channel. Hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch, see the pictures, or buy any other watch, new, used, discontinued, we can get it for you if we don't already have it at jazztime.com. Links in the description below where you can get it for the lowest price anywhere online. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.